turn it off so it's not so loud. Hello, everybody. You guys have a 2-for-1 special today. I know I went live earlier. What in the world is my neighbor doing? Hi, guys. Brittany, you're amazing. Hello, hello, hello. I'm going to add in a couple of the leaders on here too. Boink, boink, boink. And okay. All right, I just wanted to at least take some. So, hi, Lene. Hi, ladies. Okay, so whenever I have something where I'm just like, I feel like it just has to come out, I'm going to go live on here. So, if you're brand new, this probably is going to be like, what are you even talking about? If you are not and you've been in the business for just a little bit at least, then maybe it will. Okay. It's been like a very, very interesting time, like in the last few months for myself personally, where just so much, I don't know, personal growth. And I've made a point where I've always been one to be pretty good with like self-development and like watching videos and all of that. But like I've made it where it's really, really intentional lately. Like where I wake up and I'm not looking at my messages because I'm really bad about like getting really distracted. Let me turn this timer off real quick. Cade is butt naked eating some potato chips. You want to say hi? He's a simple life. Simple boy. Potato chips, he's good. So, self-development, right? But, like, I've been really intentional. Like, I'm actually making myself, like, read a little bit. Like, I like to read, but I don't like to read because I don't like to hold still. So, it's really hard for me to read. But, like, just taking care of myself and, like, just trying to really think about, we all have weaknesses. Like, I am so not perfect. Oh, my gosh, no. And I'm just trying to, like, really dial down, okay, what are my weak spots, you know, and how can I improve? How can I be a bit better leader to you guys? And all of this. Like, we really, really underestimate the power of, like, self-development. And you know, hi, Midori, you know when you haven't had any. Because here's what happens. You're going and you're rocking your business, you know, you're talking to people and you're signing some people up and all of this. And then maybe you have, like, a bad day. Maybe you get into it with your spouse. Maybe, like, your kids are just being psycho. Maybe you don't feel good, you know, like, where you're just having an off day. And sometimes what happens is you have an off day, and then that off day turns into another off day, and then it turns into another off day, and then all of a sudden you look back and you're like, crap, like, I really haven't worked my business. Man, maybe this isn't for me. Maybe I just suck. Maybe this, maybe that. And then this weird thing happens in your head where the doubts come and like, right? And then you're like, well, maybe like I can't lead my team. Maybe I can't do this, right? Self-development. We get to a point like when we sign up, and for me, like 3.5 years in, like there's a lot of trial and error to this. Like a lot, okay? Like oh my gosh, if you guys knew me back 3.5 years ago, like you would have laughed with me starting this business. I was at such a rock bottom spot that I didn't want to deal with anybody. I didn't even want my job anymore where I'm supervising. I tried to drop down my position so I could be just a regular x-ray tech. I was so burnt out with people and life. I didn't want certainly something like this where I'm in charge of everybody, right? I was so uncomfortable with the idea that I had to lead people. However, God had a bigger plan and purpose. And so what am I going to say about that? But we get into this business and all of a sudden like things are rocking and rolling, and then you hit these rocks. Like you hit this like the brick wall, or maybe your best friend is against it. Maybe your spouse is giving you a hard time. Maybe your kid is really sick. Maybe you got diagnosed with something. Like where you get a curveball and then you have a choice to make. You either keep on going and use that curveball as fuel to keep on going, or that curveball is what halts you in your steps. So I'm saying this from experience that there have been, you know, I've never wanted to quit, like ever. But there have been moments where I get in my head like, man, maybe I'm not good enough. Like, maybe I'm not smart enough. Like, man, I don't know. I don't understand like how, like, I don't understand, you know? But like there's other people in here that get so caught up in life and what is happening that they use that as a reason to completely stop this business. And I'm telling you right now, like, at what point does it get where you believe that you aren't good enough for it? Like, I'm a strong believer in above, and hey, he doesn't mess up. Like, you prayed for an answer for the current problems that you have. There are people in here that have been homeless, that have been abused, that have been bullied, that have been suicidal, that, you know, had death happen, traumas happen. We've all been dealt with some really nasty cards along the way. But now you have like this huge door open with this business. And it's such a beautiful thing because it has endless possibilities for it. Absolutely endless possibilities. Like, you can completely remake it to a life that is so beautiful and prosperous and happy and stress-free. Yet somewhere in there is this ginormous fear factor that has halted you, or you've allowed life to happen and stop you. I want you to kind of take a step back and like think about the first day or the first week that you really started, right? Like, why did you even start this? There was something that happened. Maybe you saw a post out there and it struck a nerve. Like, man, I want to be home with my babies. Or maybe, man, I don't ever see my husband, like, ever. I miss him. Or, man, like, I am so sick and tired of debt collectors calling. Like, I am just so sick and tired of telling my kids no. Or I'm so sick and tired of going to the gas station and being able to fill up maybe $10 in my gas tank. Like, you get to a point where you're just done, and then you see a post or somebody mentions this business and it plants that seed, and somewhere along the way you decided yes in this, right? But then, like, you have this huge excitement. Yes, like, this business, yeah, woohoo, let's do this. And maybe you start for a day. Maybe you go for like a week. And then you're like, maybe I'll watch some Netflix. You know, oh, wait, shoot, somebody said no to me. Maybe I should stop, like, posting and stuff because that person just said no. And they said this was like a scam or something. Man, now maybe I shouldn't post at all. Or, I'll post tomorrow. I'm kind of busy today. I'll post in a couple days, you know, whatever, you know, like, it gets into this weird, funky groove, right? And it like halts your steps. And it's so easy for me personally, looking in and knowing, because I get to see like everybody's stuff. Like, summer happened, and as much forewarning I gave, like, you have to kind of experience for like it to know fully. Summer halted everything. It halts every single year, and it makes sense if you think about it. You have summer, you have the most beautiful months of the season. Kids are out from school, vacations happen, and it's so easy where you're just like, you're in this groove with your business and you have time management and you know when to do your stuff and all that. Your kids are in school, and then boom, all of a sudden your whole schedule is wiped out. And you're like, crap, I don't know when to do this and this and this. And you're somewhere along the way, the business gets put to the side because it's so much easier that way, right? And then right now is what has happened is that domino effect from not really working your business June, July, August. Now we hit September and it was a little rocky. There was a lot of people that were like, crap, my paycheck kind of went down. And then now we're in October and you have this decision to make. Should I just throw in the towel altogether? Because I've already hit so much of these rocks and I halted and things are not nearly what they were when I first started. My question to you is your life so drastically different than when you first started? Have you already hit all the goals that you wanted to? Are you a stay-at-home mom now? Can you fill up your gas tank just fine? Are all your debts paid? Do you have an emergency savings in your bank? Did you go on your family vacations that you said you wanted to pay for? Is your Christmas all set to go so that the whole thing is paid for? Do your kids have clothes that they need? You know, there's all these reasons that we all started, right? And the answer is going to be no, because you haven't hit that yet, right? So why in the world would you stop? The number one thing that can help your life, why would you stop it? It doesn't even make no sense. Now, do you want to go get, some people don't have a job at all. Do you want to go get a second, like another job? Or those that are working now, do you want to get a second or third or fourth job? You know you don't, because that sucks. I've been there. I've had 5 jobs at once before. It was awful. I didn't sleep, you know? And it's like you're dictated by a set schedule where you have to clock in and out, set hours. You're not going to get paid very well. You're going to get taxed for a third of it. And it's just like you're in this little box, right? You're definitely not going to have time for family and friends. Forget that. It's going to be all work. Now you have a choice. You can go do that if you want, but you know darn well you're not going to be very happy with it, and it's going to burn the crap out with you. For those that have immune issues, like all you're going to do is get sicker, right? Like that defeats everything. But like you have like this business, you guys, our business is not hard. For anyone that says it's hard, it is not difficult. Hard is losing somebody. Hard is like being abused. Hard is being homeless. Hard is freaking like not being able to see somebody that you love so much, right? Maybe they passed away or they live across the country. Like, what we do is so freaking easy. It's just the fact that you have put it in your head that you cannot do this no more. Or you put it in your head somewhere, or the lazy bone came. I'm sorry, but we are in a generation, like, I don't understand it because I'm not a lazy person. I don't know how to be lazy. Like, we are so flippin' lazy. We would rather sit on the couch and eat popcorn and munch on whatever and sit and watch marathon things on whatever, Netflix. And I don't understand that because your bills are not getting paid with Netflix. Now, I'm not telling you not to watch TV. That is definitely not the point. I feel like you should have balance and you should have TV time when you can, but work your business first. Like, hard is like scrubbing hotel rooms. That is hard. My mom did that. Like, difficult is wiping old people's butts, like that pooped all over, you know, or like are losing their minds and you're trying to reassure them that their family is coming. Hard is like taking an x-ray on somebody that has cancer all up and down their back, and yet you got to put that cassette behind their back. Yeah, I've been there. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we need to put perspective in this business. Our business is not freaking hard. You're holding your phone and you're talking to people. Are you kidding me right now? Like, posting is not hard, especially because we created a whole separate group where you can go get examples. That isn't even like, we didn't even have to do that, but we're trying to make it a little bit easier. Like, you look at any leaders in here, click the follow button, whatever we post, do not copy and paste, but get the idea and post it. It'll take seconds, right? Talking to people is not hard if you're doing the right way. Like, last night I had somebody, and I didn't even talk to them before, like at all. But somewhere along the way, something of mine got circulated. She reaches out to me crying, telling me that she's so upset because she misses out on her baby that's 3 years old and that is like 5 years old. I'm going to get emotional on this one. Like, I got to breathe for a second. I don't want to cry. But like the fact that like a mama, she's working these crazy shifts and is missing out on all this time with her babies. And we have in our power to help somebody like that. And yet somewhere like we get in our own heads and it's like we get told no and then we forget the beauty of the rest of it. Like, so what? Like, I had a very interesting thing happen last night where I had some family come over, some in-laws of mine. And one particular in-law was signed up with me in the very, very beginning. She was by far, I think she was my number 2 distributor I signed. You guys, I have like 4,000 distributors. She was like my number 2, okay? The minute she signed up, like she worked for like a month kind of. And then that was it, and she canceled her account. We had a great conversation last night and just like really got into the nitty gritty with the business. And like, she sees how our life is and all of this. And then she sees her life. Like, and she's like, man, I regret all of it. Like, I can't believe I didn't stick with it. And she's like, it seems so silly that I let a couple people get under my skin. And I'm like, it is silly. Like, I don't care anymore. Like, I'm normally like a really, really sensitive person, like sensitive. Like, I care when people like talk anything about me, right? But along the way, I've realized some things. Like those people that talk the worst about you, it just seems silly. Like if you got a job at a hospital like I did, and I was supervisor and all this, and you got this great position, you got, whatever, right? Those closest to you should always, always be in your corner, right? They should always, always want that success for you. A true friend will be happy if you're happy, right? I think, yeah. So when I started this business, it was a great open door with those that I let in, because I'm an introvert. I don't let people in, okay? And when they're in, I hope that they're here to stay, and I'm going to grab a hold, right? Those same people were so nasty with me starting this business. And maybe I'm naive, but in my head, I'm just like, this is the best thing ever. Like I thought it was the coolest thing. I was tired of selling things off OfferUp and Craigslist. I was tired of doing extreme couponing. Do you know how time consuming that is, by the way? Huh, honey? Okay, you watch. Extreme couponing. It took me hours, you guys, to do that crap. To sell things off Craigslist. You know how scary that is? Because you have to meet up with somebody. And then they're always going to try to lowball you anyway. So you worked how long to get that $5 from whoever you sold whatever to, and you still had to go up the street, meet at a public place, and hope you don't get shot. You know what I mean? Like, perspective. Like, I look into my life now, and man, there were nights, you guys, I went to bed so freaking hungry, my stomach just growling because I didn't have anything to eat. Like, that is how poor we were. And trying to like hide the sounds to my husband because I told him I wasn't hungry, like perspective. Like I look at my kids. Let me see here. I'll try not to flash you too much here. Kate is naked. He's always naked. I look into my kids and it's so simple to me. Like you don't need to come into my inbox and motivate me. This was a conversation I just had with a leader. I don't need to be motivated, and should never ever have to motivate you in your inbox. Like, your why should be so strong that you wake up and that's the first thing you're thinking about. I got this. Like, my babies, heck yeah, my babies are worth it. I don't want them near suffering from what I did. Like, man, life sucked. And you know what? Like, my Drajan, he's 9 years old now. We were talking 2 nights ago, and he was bringing up. He's like, Mom, do you remember? And he was bringing up, like, how bad things used to be. He remembers. He straight up said, he's like, I remember when you like wouldn't let us have anything in the store, even if it was something really small. And I'm like, yeah. He's like, yeah, things are a lot different now. I'm like, yeah, they are. He's like, I like it a lot. Like it's just, for those parents out there, like I once asked this to somebody. I'm like, what would you do for your kids? Like, what would you do for them? And it's always anything, but you're not doing everything, right? If you have this business and you're a parent right now, you're not doing everything because that means that you haven't hit your success that you've wanted to hit. Instead, you've allowed either life to happen, the lazy bone to set in, something. There's nothing stopping you but you. God's given you all the tools and the trips and everything. Like, this team is beautiful. Like, this team is hopping. We have the hottest tips, tricks out there I've seen inside other groups. Like, our team is rad, just so y'all know. And then now we have the brand new training videos. Like, everything is at your fingertips. And it's not difficult. You post, you interact, you add people, you message. And don't forget your self-development. Doing things in person. Talking to the couple family members yesterday, I realized something pretty profound. Along the way of being as shy as I am, because I am like, woo, I've realized I love my life. I love this business, and I actually really enjoy doing things in person. I'm like, maybe I need to start doing some like parties because I like really had fun. I had them trying the greens chocolate with the skinny coffee and all this, and like they were getting excited. Ooh, this is good. I'm like, yeah. And then we're talking about diabetes stuff and all this. And I'm like, man, like I need to do more of this. And I think that that's just a huge revelation of like how much growth you can have. I came to a point, you guys, I could not even look in the mirror at the beginning of this business. Do you know why I picked my business name? My business name for this is Slim Selfie. Because I had never taken a selfie before this business, ever. Because I didn't like how I looked. I had so much self-hate and like it was horrible. So to get to the point where I'm at now, where I take selfies all day long, I go on video, like most time I don't look like this. I usually look really gross, but I don't even care anymore. Like there's so much more to this business other than the financial gain. It's like that self-growth is so huge where you can just learn to love yourself the way God wanted you to, you know? And then you like think about the time aspect, you know, like what price tag can I put on the time that I get to spend with my babies and my husband? There isn't one, right? Like my kid is such a happy baby. Like he's so happy. One of the most chill kids. Like my husband took them on their first trip on the plane and everything, and people kept remarking on how well behaved my kids were and just how happy they were and all this. There's a reason. It's because we are a stay-at-home family. It makes a difference. And it's like that time though with them, it's so priceless. Like I'm done having babies. Look, I'm done. And so I'm just soaking up this time. I missed out so much with my Kiana, so much. Like the first 3 years of her life, I didn't see her. I missed so many moments of her walking, her talking, the snuggles, the hugs. When she's sick and she wanted her mom, she would just be screaming for me as I go out the door. I used to work insane hours. Like it was bad. I worked full time. I did 16-hour shifts all the time. I pulled overtime, and then I took call 28 out of 30 days out of the month. That's how much I worked before. And that's right when she was a baby. And so it'd be awful. I would get called in for a cardiac cath lab. People are having a heart attack, literally. And I had to rush out the door, pulling on my scrub, and run out the door, breaking speed laws and all sorts, trying to get to the hospital on time because someone was literally dying on the table. And all I wanted to do was stay at home with my baby. If somebody would have brought this business to my attention years ago, I would have dropped everything and ran. I would not have gotten to my colleges, none of it. Because it was very simple to me. I did not want to be away from my babies. Like, nobody else should be raising my babies. That's just how I feel personally, okay? Hold on, this is loud, dude. Let's turn down. We've got Power Rangers happening over here. You're like, okay, he's covered. See, look, he's like, so, he loves his mamas. Huh? Like, we're such a close family, and I get so passionate, and I know that you guys probably get tired of me going live, but I get so passionate because, like, I love my life, and I focused really, like, what would make me happy. It was my family. Like, I'm all for just my babies, my family, and having that time with them, you know, and not missing out. Losing my mom taught me so much importance of being around those that I love the most, quite honestly. Like, that's really what it boils down to. I don't care so much with the, like, yes, I want my bills paid on time. I want to be able to buy groceries and all of that. Like, I feel like that's important, but it's that time. Like, I just wanted time with my family because life is freaking short. I don't know how much time God is going to give me on this earth, and I just don't want any more regret. With my mom, man, I had regrets, you guys. Like, there's so many times that I oh, I should go visit my mom, or man, she should come over here. Maybe we should meet up. And it would be like, oh, I'm busy. Oh, I'm busy. Oh, I'm busy. And then all of a sudden she's gone. Like, man, I wouldn't wish that type of feeling on anybody. Like, and then recently my husband lost somebody so close to him, and it's just heartbreaking. His kids are our kids' ages. And it's just like, man, like, he was 40, you guys, 40 years old. I'm going to be 36. I don't even know how old I am these days. 35, 36. Like, time is precious. You know, like, you put in perspective, like, what matters to you the most? And I really want you guys to think on this. What would, like, be the ultimate life for you? Is it being home with your kids, or is it maybe, some people love their jobs. I'm not saying, like, knocking that. Maybe you just want to be part-time with your job so you can have more time with your family. Is it being debt-free? Is it going on certain vacations? I have someone special in here that their dream is to buy their childhood home because they lost their father. You know, like, there's some really big things, but you got to hold on to that, and you need to just, like, hold it. because you're going to have moments where somebody's going to say no to you. You're going to have somebody laugh at you. You're going to have some of the closest people think, like, why are you doing that? When there's something different, people don't understand it. And what we do is so freaking different. And all we can do is share. Don't be cheesy. Don't be salesy. Just share. And people will want to go along with you, right? Hey, Mary Kate. Trouble is happening in the kitchen. But for real, like, I don't know. Like, summer happened and a lot of people halted after summer. And all I could say, like, you have a choice to make. I can't make it for you. All I can say, like, take away the business. Like, life is kind of empty without it. Like, there's so many great friends in here. Like, there's so much potential. And it's just like, obviously have some time management so you're not on your phone all the time, because I know some people get into that habit of like, oh, I need to be, no, it's not set up that way. Just time manage. Come here's. Come sit with moms. Just don't flash the cameras. But like, attitude though, like, it goes a long way. If you feel like you can't make it, if you feel like you suck, if you feel like no one's gonna sign up, if you have doubts, if you're depressed, if you're low, like, all that, it will carry on to your business. I will tell you that. I love it because, like, with these tokens that we just got, wow, like, the new faces. And it's so crazy because I have 2 brand new people and 2 opposite in the spectrum. One says to me, Miranda, I've made one post and somebody was like talking trash about it, so I took it down. I don't know if this is for me. I talked to a couple other people and they've heard of it and they weren't sure about it, and so I don't think this is for me. And then I have the other one where she's like, no, I've been watching you for a while. I don't know what it takes. I don't care what it takes. I'm going to retire doing this. I love this. And so she, in her first day, you guys, she had 10 HOSA posts up. She messaged near 100 people and just so much crazy stuff. And it's like, yeah, I don't care. Like, I'm just going to keep going. Like, there's a big difference between the two, don't you think? Definitely. The only thing stopping you is you. You got the tips, you got the tricks. What kind of paycheck you want, go run for it. And don't freaking stop. Don't post only on the days that you feel like it. If I had you open up a coffee stand up the street, are you going to only open it one day a week? That doesn't even make any sense, does it? It totally doesn't make no sense, right? If you open it only on Mondays from 2 to 5, just like you're posting only Mondays 2 to 5, you're not going to make very much money, like, in your business. Because here's the thing. If I'm watching two different people and I see one person posting consistently and just, really happy and talking about their life and their direction they're going, and then I see another person where they post one day a week and you can tell that it's a copy and paste and all this, which person am I going to follow? Which person am I going to really lean towards? Like, you're gonna go with the one that's consistent, right? It's the same thing with this. Like, it's not difficult. It is so not difficult. You post, you add to your network, because if you only have like 100 people on your Facebook, like, you need to grow that. Like, that's just the way it is. You want to interact because Facebook is set up where you're making friends and you're messaging. The biggest thing in this business is talking to people. If you post, add, and interact only, you're not going to make much money because you didn't message. So it goes part of the business and it should be worked every day, but it's not actually making you money. So many people get in this where, number one, they're expecting people to jump into their inbox. You guys, that's not how it works. I mean, it's not. You'll get the random one like I did last night, but she was still watching me for a hot minute, and I try to have call to actions on some of my stuff. Hey, private message me, da, 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 da. But so many people will not message you because people are shy. They're scared, they're shy. They're like, oh my gosh, I don't know. You know what I mean? But the minute that you hit their inbox, it changes the game up, right? Most of the people that I enrolled that are listening to me right now, I message you first because you either liked or commented on a post. That's how I work, And it's like, it's crazy to me because it's like there's so many, oh yeah, like I didn't sign anybody. Well, did you talk to anyone today? No. Did you talk to anyone yesterday? No. The day before? No. How about all week? Maybe like 5. You guys, like you're not going to make money that way. Like it's not. Now, if you do things in person, that's different. If you have like a party twice a week or something, you don't have to do any of this. I would like you to have a Facebook account and actually keep up with like the live videos and stuff, but you don't have to do any of it. You don't have to post, you don't have to interact, you don't have to do none of it because you're working in person. But you got to think like on a business standpoint. Let's make sense here for a second. A restaurant, a coffee shop, whatever, right? They're a full-on business. You have product and you want to get people to buy your product, right? Whether it's a coffee stand and food and all that, whatever. How are you going to work that business? It's up to you. This is a business. I'm telling you, if you go talk to people, go talk about like the owners of those restaurants and the coffee stands. I bet you anything, I probably make more money than them. Go charge it. I don't have to have inventory. I don't have to do all this. I work from my freaking couch and most of the time in my pajamas. You know, like perspective. So many like things, I don't know, like that this is a scam. Like scams, you're going to see a whole lot of these, by the way, when holidays come. Oh, put in $500 or put in $50. You're going to get $500 back. You guys, that's a scam. That's illegal. Very illegal. And that is a scam because you do the math. Somebody's going to be short their money. Like, come on now. Come on. This is not that way. You get what you put in. It is all effort based. So if you are one of those that are Netflix binging and whatnot, your paychecks probably suck. But if you're one where you have some time management, you guys, I do not work all day. I even talked to my sister-in-law like last night. I'm like, I don't work all day. I'm like, have I worked even since you've been here? And she's like, no. I'm like, yeah, you just need to time manage. What? Where's Daddy? Daddy went bye-bye. He went to go do basketball. Mm-hmm. But like for reals, you guys, like I want you to think like there's some of you guys that are my leaders that have gotten a little comfortable. I'm going to call out my leaders for 2 seconds. So if you're brand new, don't listen to me. My leaders have gotten a little bit comfortable, some of them, where, oh, I have a team underneath me. I don't, you know, they can kind of just do it, you know, like I can take a little time off and relax. No, because what happens, and I learned this early on, even when I was a supervisor at the hospital, you always want to lead by example and be the hardest worker in the room. Always. I'm about to get some soup. I don't see a car though. Oh, they're coming. I have delivery for pho. But really though, like your team's going to mimic you for the most part. So if you're not working, guess what? Your team ain't going to work either. If you took the summer off, guess what? The chances are your team probably took it off, didn't they? Yes, they did. Which means everyone's paychecks went down. But if you are working hard and showing what's working, hey, this is the conversation I just had. Hey, this is the DT and the LC I just enrolled. Hey, this is happening. Hey, guess what? It's contagious. Okay, let's work together. Let's work together. Hi, thank you. You too. I wonder if he like could hear me talking to myself. Oh, this is kind of heavy. But you guys know what I'm talking about. Some of my leaders, like we get so comfortable, like, oh, well, I have a huge team underneath me, so you know, I don't know, I'm just gonna take today off, and then maybe I'll take tomorrow off, and then it just becomes a pattern, and it's like, oh shoot, you know. What was that? I think my dogs. And then all of a sudden you realize you hadn't enrolled a distributor or a customer in like month, 2 months. And yet you expect your paycheck to stay the same? No. It's just not how it's going to go. You got to keep enrolling. You got to keep working. And again, you guys, it's not difficult at all, but you just got to keep going and keep going and keep going. And just like, and it becomes like a pattern, like, and it's like an easy pattern. Post, add, interact, message, you know, like you just keep going. And then like all those seeds all pay off because whatever you do now pays off in a couple months, right? And it keeps doing it. So I'm fine. I'm enrolling like crazy. But guess what? I didn't take the summer off like everybody else did. So like just, you know, you don't ever want to take time off. Now I'm saying this on purpose only because number one, eventually we're going to hit summer again. Number two is sometimes happens right next to December, where people kind of take December off and then January sucks. So let's not do that. We'll keep going. You're gonna flash the camera. Nobody wants to see your baby wiener. But let's just keep going. Like what we do now, you guys, it affects your Christmas. How would you like your Christmas to be this year? Like for reals. For me, like I always, get some cool things with the kids or whatever, but we're going somewhere super fun. It's the first time I've been wanting to do this for so many years. I don't even know how long it's been that long. We're going to somewhere super special. The kids are gonna freak. There's gonna be horse rides. There's gonna be, what is it called? Reindeers. They have actual reindeers. Not even kidding. They have reindeers. We're gonna have snow skis, like all of that. And it's so cool because I will not have to worry about the financial part to it. Like that is amazing, And it's like what you do now. So whatever you do for the rest of the month is November 15th's paycheck. And then whatever you do in November is December 15th's paycheck. Now is not the time to slack. Just not. Oh, that's so awesome. What, honey? I'm just so excited to just give that experience to my kids, it's just so amazing. And then we have huge plans on giving back, for those that have the big hearts and you've felt in your guts, man, it would be nice to be able to adopt a family for Christmas. It would be nice to have a coat drive for my kids' school. It'd be nice to do this, right? I've had all sorts of those dreams for so long, but we couldn't even afford our own coats. How are we gonna freaking buy somebody else's, right? And so my kids don't know it, but we adopted a kid. Not adopted, but one of those children's cup things. I don't know what that company's called. Children's Cup? Children's Cup. We adopted a kid. I'm gonna do another one. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have the kids open that for Christmas. Things like that. Oh my gosh, it's priceless. To be able to give back. Today, if you guys didn't see my Facebook post, I had a thing come in from Dragen and it says pay $6.60 for a recorder, a music recorder, right? And I'm and then at the bottom, hey, if you want to donate to kids in need that need one, here's a little check. You guys, I donated to 6 other kids, but I brought it to school because there was a parent-teacher conference. And I handed it to the teacher and she was choking back tears. And then I'm trying not to cry. And I'm oh my gosh. And she's she asked me if I was sure 3 different times. Because their school is so poor. The kids don't even have food to eat. They come to school and they get the cheap breakfasts and lunches and stuff, but they have snacks in classrooms. The teacher pays for it. Because they don't even, the parents aren't even able to pay for the snacks for them. That kind of stuff is so huge. I'm so ready to have a coat drive, to donate a bunch of snacks each week. I was able to do the recorder things. And all of that are blessings upon blessings in my own heart because it shows me this business that provided that. It's so much more than just you. It's your family. It's your future. It's what you can give back. It's how you can help others. Just being able to help one person. Think about it. If you are able to bring a mom home to her child, how would you feel? Yet you have that gift to do that every single day. Every day. And the only thing stopping it is that you didn't want to get up and set an alarm, or you didn't want to not watch TV today. I don't know. It's so crazy to me. What? You want to watch dinosaurs? All right, but I'll let you guys go. I'm hungry. I haven't ate yet. So, but I hope this your fear is stopping you. Just stop it. Take it away. Get it away. You're stopping yourself from all this greatness because you got in your own head. Knock it off. I'm here to tell you to knock it off. You're better than that. You're good enough. Do not do the comparison game. It'll never win. You are uniquely you, and there's no change in it. You can literally never change who you are. You are you, okay? So you better just friggin' learn how to rock it, right? And go rock your flipping business. Whatever it takes. Figure out your time schedule. Get it down. Get organized. Lock arms with some of the leaders in here. And if you are a leader, lock arms with me. Hey, that's too loud. Let's just do this. I'm ready. I'm ambassador driving. I'm going. It's Ambassador 2019 February. That's my goal. Because I know that if I'm making a huge paycheck like that it means that I can help so many more people. That is what drives me and what just excites me, because not only have I provided a future for my babies now, like me just putting my daughter in a private high school, you guys, I couldn't even pay rent 3 years ago. Are you kidding me? My landlord does not like me. Like, I don't know what it is, but I think he just doesn't like ladies in general. Like, he is mean. So we would be late for our rent. Man, he's mean. You better get this paid or I'm gonna, you know. Or I'd have PUD notices on my door just waiting for me. You know, like that's how our reality used to be. And now to be able to pay for a $1,200 a month, you guys, $1,200 a month for my daughter's school. That's not counting her books and all her extracurriculars. It is a private high school. That's insane. That I'm able to provide that for my daughter and open this giant door to her future. She's able to get into all this elite stuff, and her thing is her basketball, you know, like she's so gifted. And we've opened that door to more scholarships and more college opportunities and better education to get her out of a bullying environment because it was really toxic. Like all of that stuff, that's life altering. And it's because of this business, you know, like you got to think bigger here and don't put a limit to the freaking dreams. When we were kids, I'm going to say this, I'm going to end it like this. When we were younger, they asked us, what do you want to be when you grow up? Right? And all of us said some really big things. I want to be a doctor. I want to do this. I want to do this, right? And then we believed it. Like we were like, yeah, I'm doing it, right? And then somewhere along the way, you took a step back. Then you took another step back. And then you took another step back. And then all of a sudden, you're flipping burgers up the street. What happened? Somewhere along there, work ethic got thrown out the door, and then you believed you couldn't do it anymore. And I'm telling you to knock that crap off. Stop it. Throw it out. Literally, take it, throw it in the garbage. Because you're worth it. You're listening to this right now. Like, I'm ready to pour into you. But you got to know, like, you are worth it, and you're willing to work for it. Right? They go together. The attitude and that mental, like, the grit. And I'm like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I don't care. I'm going to do this. You guys, my husband gave me so much grief with this company. My own husband, the only person that is like close to me because I live at home, okay? He was such a punk. And we laugh about it now. But he literally would like hit my phone out of my hands. Oh, you're still doing that? Oh, you're still doing that? He just didn't see the vision, you know? And that's normal. Most spouses don't see the vision. But I kept doing it because I kept doing it and I kept doing it. You guys, where am I getting my fuel for it? I had no friends, no husband, nobody believing in me. Yet along the way, that face that doesn't want to be seen was worth it. My babies are freaking worth it. My very naked child that needs to put on a diaper. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care. Like, I will keep going. I don't know how to stop. I have motivation enough for, like, thousands of people. So if you want some, here you go. Like, I don't ever need to be motivated. I don't need anyone to hit my inbox to tell me to go work. And that's where you need to get to, right? But it's going to take a lot of self-development and just freaking doing it. So let's go. I'm ready. I'm ready for finishing up 2018. I vowed that 2018 would be my best year. And it was. And I'm determined to make 2019 to be even better. Like, I'm ready. Like, I'm going. But I hope you guys have a good night. Let's do this. Do not put doubt in your head. Do not allow fear to dictate your life. Like, just go for it. We've got a week. You guys, the Hunger Games stuff is huge. $5,000 worth of freebies, and not one single person has hit my inbox yet telling me, hey, I need a number. Here's my 300 BB. Not one person. And I said nothing about continuing it for next month. There's free conference tickets in there. There's free cash in there. There's free products in there. Every single number has something underneath of it. So let's go. Okay? All right. I'm going to let you guys go. Bye.